This is a video that's been on my mind for a while, and I was torn between building a mobile shooting house and a small camper. I would like something to be able to go hunt out of and park. The goal was going to be to kill a turkey, a coyote, and a deer out of it. I had all these ideas, but when reality come in and I started gathering the pieces, I found out real quick that I didn't think a mobile shooting house is going to be the best option. So we're going to build a mini camper. And the first step of building a mini camper is finding a trailer. And just so happens, somebody gave me a trailer. So the donor trailer that was given to me is got some good points to it. It's got a good tongue on it, 4x2. It's got a 2-inch receiver on it with the cutout for the jack, so we'll be replacing that. As you can tell, it got beat up pretty bad. Sides are still good. All the screws will have to be cut out and ground. This bar is still good. That bar is bent all to pieces, and I've got a replacement for it, and I've got a replacement for the rear. I actually have a replacement for this wire tube too from other projects. But as you can see, this side's straight, but where that side was torn off, somebody drove a tractor up on this corner and it bent it from right there. You can see where it kind of slopes down. So right about that shackle, or a little 3 inches from that shackle down, is 1/4 to 1/2 inch off. So I've got to bend all this back up. So that's going to be a pretty big project. I love the light cage on it. I'll be getting rid of those hinges. And the axle has been replaced. It's a 3,600 pound axle. So I think they had tore a hub off, and so they went ahead and replaced the axles. You can tell it's the newest thing of the trailer. And so that'll be some work, grinding, welding, cutting, some fab work, but still, it's a free trailer. It didn't cost a dime, and if I have to put a couple $100 in it, it's gonna make a very nice trailer or mini camper. I ain't decided what to name it yet, but the purpose of this is to be able to take the grandkids to the lease, or me and Kim run out. The goal would be to have 2 small beds. This ain't completely be functional. And of course, marketplace always comes into play. And I actually got a killer deal in camper doors and windows. And marketplace struck again this week. Somebody had bought stabilizer jacks for their camper and sold their camper. So I got these half price. So we got stabilizer jacks. So we're gonna be starting this project pretty soon. So we'll start with a trailer. As y'all can see, the bucket is flat all the way to right here. That's where it starts bending away from the bucket. So my plan is to have the bucket hold the trailer down with the weight, and I'm gonna take a fork truck and pick this end up to try to get that piece bent back. I'd like this to be as square as it can. Didn't quite work like I thought it would. Oh, I believe I bent it that time. It actually worked out pretty good. I did crease the side on the second bend. I should have left it alone at the first, but I just stood level on it, and it is level, but I'm gonna have to bend that piece of 3-inch angle back. But other than that, it straightened up pretty good. All right, got the trailer all pressure washed and ready to go. So now get all the metal off the top of it and start taking some of these bolts off. We need to get this trailer to the point of where I can start welding the stuff on it I need and get it painted for step 1. There's one part. Okay, you noticed I cut all those square tubing off just level, because there's gonna be a lot of grinding work to get every one of these squares off. But the next step I'm gonna do is go ahead and put on a new blade, and I'm gonna cut all the screws, the original screws that go in to this front. The milling, I'm not gonna worry about taking the screws out because the whole cross member is getting changed. Same thing on the back, but I have a good platform and base to work with now. And then that's all the scrap that I didn't need, along with the other side that was broke off is in the scrap trailer. With these jacks being bolt-on style jacks, and I don't want to weld them on, I found some 1/4 inch plate that was 3 3/4 inches wide, which will work perfect. Now these jacks are overkill. I did get them for a super good deal. They're 6,000 pounds a piece, but I want a way to remove them. So this come with a template for you to set your holes if you didn't have jacks on something. So my goal is to hit 8 of these holes for this small camper. So I went ahead and transfer punched all of the holes so that I would know where to go and put them in the Bridgeport, stacked them, and then went through and drilled them, because it does come with big bolts that I end up changing my mind on. And I'm going to do something, as you'll see later in the video, with the bolts. This worked out exceptionally well. The holes lined up really good, and they're going to be 2 3/4 spaced on each side of the angle, so it'll be evenly spaced. The jack will be underneath. And of course, while I done it, I made all 4. They're ready to go. Well, it's hotter than Hades outside, so I moved everything out of the basement in my workshop, and I backed the trailer in here. And yesterday, me and Kimberly made a run to get some of my parts. So I actually went to Harbor Freight because I'm trying to build this thing the best I can on a budget. I went to Harbor Freight and had to stop by Tractor Supply to pick up a few things too. So I got some really good deals on stuff, and I'm going to show you what I got and what the next step is. So I got this Harbor Freight jack. It's the cheapest place that I could find one of these, and if you're in their rewards program, instead of $59, this was $34.99. I got the foot with my 20% discount on both of them. That foot cost me 14 bucks. Y'all already know about the jacks I got for $75 on Marketplace. That's the same jacks I showed you. These are the brackets I made that I pre-drilled. And then while I was at Harbor Freight, I picked up the heavy-duty wiring harness, the lights for the back, and then I run to Tractor Supply and got some new bushings and new shackle bolts. And I got the bolts for the jack. The reason I got the shackle bolts is because after looking at it, when they overloaded this thing, they bent the rear shackle. See, it's bent, and the bolt is not fit right. So I went ahead and got new bolts for that. I'm going to look at the bushing, so I've got enough to do both eyelets on that 3,600 pound axle. And same way as this one, it's not bent as bad, but I went ahead and got the bushings. It is bent a little bit, but I got the bushings to replace that too. Angle iron is being removed. I do have to notch this piece of angle iron to get the jack under it. And then on both sides, I have to notch this on both sides. I've got to add this one back. Over there's my metal that I had from that camper other project. So I actually have some square tubing in 2 pieces, a 2x2 angle, which is going to be really handy to replace this part that goes here, and then add the brace across the back. Got a little bit of welding to do back there, and then I've got a lot of grinding to do to get these little squares off. As you can see, I still need to get these off. So I got a flapper wheel or abrasion wheel this to get these pieces off. So a little bit of cleanup. I'm gonna get the jacks on, get it raised up, and that'll allow me to get the wheels off and do the work underneath that I need to do. I measure out the front jack to be in line, and I'm putting it 12 inches back so that it's flush. I had to go through and flapper wheel some of the older paint off for secure weld. Square it up real good, make sure it's square with the
the run of the trailer, and then I went ahead and drilled the bolts. I'll explain later why I done this, but the main reason I done this is so I would be able to take the nuts off the bottom to change the jack if it ever failed. So I went ahead and welded all of them, tacked them. This is the cross member. These are the two cross members that were rusted. I went ahead and placed them. The one in the front, I made it a little more even, so they're like 18 to 20 inches apart. And I welded all this up. And then, as I stated before, this light housing had 4 cracks in it, so I welded all those up. So I got all 4 of the jacks on all the corners, and I actually welded the top of the bolts so that, because this is going to be covered with floor, and I can't get these bolts back out, and I didn't like the pointed bolts going through. So I got a little bit of rounding to do here, but each one of these are welded. And now, I can level the whole trailer. And this one's 12 inches out, that one's 16 in. And the reason that one's 16 in is because there's a tail piece on it, on the light bar cage. So I'll walk you around and show you all them and show you the pieces we welded in. Fixed to put the wiring loom tube in. Of course, there's one on the other side and the one on that end. And of course, I've got that one run up. I got the plate welded in across here, the one I cut out. That's a true piece of angle. And I've done bored my hole in the bottom for the wire loom to go into for my taillight wires, so they won't get drug off. On this side, I did fix all of the light where it was cracked in the 4 places. I've got it all flapper wheeled, smoothed back down. That side's ready, and I've smoothed where the hinges was. A lot more tacking and welding around the outside. Each bracing got welding all the way down. That pretty much puts us in motion to go ahead and run the wire channel, the wire loom square tubing all the way to the front. Put the jack in, and I'll be doing most of the grinding outside because it's just way too dusty in the basement and here in the workshop, and I don't want to get a bunch of metal dust and stuff upstairs. So I'll put this back on the tripod, and we'll start putting this tube in. So I had to slide this pipe, and you don't have to do this, but the trailer already had one, so I kind of figured I would. I had to put it above the axle and below these pieces, and then we'll have to bend it up to get into the channel. Just like that. Now I can measure it side to side, get it center, and go ahead and run the front one too. Now that I've got my tube ran, I'm going to straighten this wire out, the Harbor Freight wire, and that's what I was talking about. You're talking about a good wiring harness. These things are just thick as they can get. I highly recommend them to anybody that's going to be building a trailer. They have really good, don't let it fool you that if it's Harbor Freight, because over Tractor Supply or anywhere, they make the thickest and best harnesses there is. So we're going to start this in and try to thread it all the way back to the back channel. Well, I've been getting a lot done on the trailer, really making some good headway. So Kimberly helped me out here the other day, so I'll spin around here and show you what all we've got going on. So me and Kimberly's got a lot done. As you can see, everything on the inside has been wire brushed. Everything has been wire brushed and painted with Rust-Oleum paint. Everything has been done on the inside. The taillight section in the back turned out really, really sweet. Got all that smoothed up and painted. Now, The outsides still isn't done. You know, I still haven't done anything with outside or grinded. I haven't found fenders or anything for it yet. The wire loom is working out. I did have the wires run all the way through the wire loom, but I have a problem. Right there, I'm touching the axle. And I did get the tongue jack put on. Worked out really good. Everything's on there so I can move it around now. But I did find out that this axle is not rated for 3,800 pounds. You know, it's just an axle. It don't actually have a rating, but it's a square tubing axle. And when it's square tubing like that, from what I found out, and that's only a forward leaf leaf spring, that is only I think 2,500, 2,450 to 2,800 is what that is. So this is not going to hold the weight that I thought. But I have found something on Marketplace. Marketplace has struck again. And after doing all the configuring and figuring out everything on this trailer, as much effort as I put in it, the cost of this is going to be pretty outrageous when it's all said and done. For what simple reasons that I need it. I have found another project on Marketplace that I've been watching. It's been on and off Marketplace for several months, and they just relisted it for a really good price. It's all aluminum. It's an older camper. I'll put a picture of it right here, and here's a picture of the interior so that y'all can see what it looks like, and that's what they're asking for it. He might take less, I don't know. But me and Kim are headed to look at it. That could be an opportunity. So this will end this video. If I buy the other camper, then this trailer I will be selling because I'll need to move on with that one being 50% completed. So I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all be watching for the next video. And if it all works out, you're gonna see the new project. So as always, God bless. We'll see you on the next video. Love you guys.